Hi everyone, and welcome to this brief tutorial on the EBSCO Discovery Service, or EDS for short. The EBSCO Discovery Service is a tool which we have at the home page of our library that gives you the ability to search over most of our databases, as opposed to doing searches in individual databases available through the A to Z databases page. Before you start using the EDS tool, I strongly suggest that you watch the two brief tutorials from EBSCO that give you instructions on how to make best use of this tool. I also suggest that you create an EBSCO host folder account, and there's a tutorial for it right here. And the reason why is an important aspect of doing research is managing your research, and the folder gives you the ability to go in, say on a Wednesday night, do some research for a half hour or an hour, locate a number of articles, and you can save the ones that interest you to a folder. And then when you come back to do your research via EDS in a few days, all that research will be saved for you and you can add to it. So it's a really great way of managing your research, and so I suggest that you do this here. And I'll show you in a minute just how you go about saving particular articles you find in your search results. So here's the search field. You have an option of doing a keyword search, a title search, or an author. If it's a title search, that could be the title of a book, title of a journal, say the Journal of Business Ethics. It could be a title of an article within the Journal of Business Ethics. It could be an author, the author of obviously the author of the article or book that interests you. But let's do a keyword search, and let's say we're doing some research on credit cards. So we say credit cards, and you'll notice I'm putting credit cards in quotation marks because in order for the EDS to read this as a phrase, you want credit cards together, then you have to put them in quotes. So credit cards and let's say bankruptcy. And I could, if I wanted to, say with an asterisk, so it reads it as a what they call wild card, so either bankrupt or bankruptcy. But I'm gonna say bankruptcy, and then I'm gonna click search, and now it will run a search, and let's see what we get. So we get a little over 4,000 search results. And what we can do here is we can go down, and I'm going to go to page options, and I'm going to change the way this displays to detailed, which will give me more information, usually more information about each record. Here, for example, showing the abstract. I'm also going to change in the page options to 50, so it defaults to more per page, so I don't need to scroll as much. So that's my suggestion to you as far as the display options. Now, there's obviously 4,000 records. That's a little bit more than I want to have to go through. And I can go through and I can say, well, gee, I think I want to limit it to, I don't want to go back to 1954. So in this case, they ran a search over our millions and millions of articles and books in our library databases, and they were able to identify that there are records in there that go all the way back to 1954. So let's say I want a little bit earlier, so I can type in a new date here, or I could, if I want to, just take this and drag it across and bring it up to, say, let's say 2015, and let's see what happens. That cuts it from 4,000 to 342, so it's a much more manageable number. And then what I can do is I can say, well, gee, I want just ebooks, or I want to have newspaper stories. So there are 158 of that 300, which are from newspapers, 40 from magazines, 36 from academic journals. I could say I want just full text. Not everything in our databases is full text. Generally speaking, most of our databases, about 80% of the articles are available full text, and the others, there's just a citation and abstract. So to cut out those ones that are not available full text, what I can do is click on full text, and it'll weed those out, and that'll cut the search results down to 236. So there are 236 articles in here, or books, that are available full text. And I could, if I wanted to, I could say, well, I just want those that are academic journals. But you can see there are other features here too. You can look by language, by publisher, by specific publication, or by subject. There's a lot of different ways in which you can filter down the search results. And what I can do in this case, I'm just, for instructional purposes alone, I'm just going to say, let's just take let's say academic journals, which is 22. And I have now 22 articles from academic journals that are full text, published since 2015. And you can see PDF. If you click on this, it'll bring you over to where it's available full text, PDF. But I mentioned, as far as the folder and saving your research, what you can do is you can click on this little button here and this little button here. And as you go down the page, you can say, gee, I like that one, I don't like that one, I like this one. And what's happening is, as I'm clicking on these, it's saving to your folder. So now when you, I can't, if I click on this here, it would be to my folder, but when you click on this word folder after you've signed up, it will list all the articles that you retrieved in this search session, as well as any others that you saved previously. So this is a really great way of managing your research. So this is an introduction to the EBSCO Discovery Service, or EDS. Please make use of this tool, and my experience with doing research is research is a skill. The more you do it, the better you are at it. And of course, if you ever have a question about how to use it or any other resource at the library, please reach out for help at the help desk. And thanks, and good luck with your studies.